As a kid, I was pretty scared of the ocean. And part of the reason for that was the thought of all those creepy deep-sea creatures with no eyes staring into your soul. But how do they even see anything at all without eyes? Well, it turns out their methods of sight are both strange and awesome. You're probably imagining the deep sea as a big empty nothing. After all, sunlight can't get down there. Plants need sunlight to survive. No plants means no food for animals that eat plants, or live off of animals that eat plants. So most animals don't venture far below the surface. This includes most fish, which is why you don't usually see them when scuba diving or snorkeling. The deep sea is divided into two zones based on how much light can get through. The upper zone is called the twilight zone or the mesopelagic zone, and it gets about 1% of the sunlight at the surface. The lower zone is called the midnight zone or the bathopelagic zone, and it gets essentially zero surface light. And yet life still exists down there. And while we humans have explored only a tiny fraction of the deep sea, we've already found plenty of animals down there, including some that seem downright alien like this one. It's called a barella fish, and yes, its eyes are in its forehead. There are two main ways that deep-sea creatures like the barrel-eye fish navigate and find food in the darkness. The first is bioluminescence, which is producing your own light. Bioluminescence isn't quite the same thing as seeing. It's more like a flashlight that lets you see other things. A lot of organisms that live in the deep sea use bioluminescence for communication, attracting mates and luring prey. For example, the hatchetfish has a light-producing organ under its head that it uses to lure prey. When the hatchetfish swims around, its light makes it look like it's glowing. This is super helpful for finding food because many deep-sea creatures like the hatchetfish are actually blind. But if bioluminescence didn't work, then there wouldn't be so many creatures that use it. That suggests that there might be another way for deep-sea animals to sense their surroundings, something that works in the complete darkness of the midnight zone. In 2009, scientists found exactly what they were looking for. They discovered the second method of seeing in the dark. They were studying a type of deep-sea fish called a gulper eel. Gulper eels live in the midnight zone, and they have huge mouths and small eyes that couldn't really see much. But the scientists noticed that the fish seemed to respond to electromagnetic fields, not just bioluminescent light. Sure enough, when the researchers swam near the eels with a magnetic field sensor hidden under their dive hoods, the eels would strike out with their jaws toward the sensor. The hood contains a coil of wire that generates an electromagnetic field, which the eels apparently saw. With this electromagnetic vision, the eels can detect changes in the Earth's magnetic field caused by nearby objects. They may also be able to sense the weak electromagnetic signals produced by other animals. Even strangers that some animals like the star-nosed mole rat generate their own electromagnetic fields. It's not exactly the same as bioluminescence, but it seems to serve a similar purpose. And what's even weirder is that we're just now discovering these adaptations. It shows us how little we know about the deep sea. There are probably lots of other senses we haven't discovered yet. The fact that creatures like the barrel-eye fish and the gulper eel have evolved to survive in the depths of the ocean is definitely something to be scared of. But I think it's also really exciting. Evolution is an amazing process, and it's happening all around us all the time. Even if we can't see it, sometimes if we look in the right place, like the darkest parts of the ocean, we can see the results of evolution in action. Thanks again to Brilliant for sponsoring this episode, and thank you for watching.